right, we're ready to assemble this wall. So you've got your two plates right here and here. You know, all our layout marks are all lined up. They're set on the deck, top and bottom, face down, so you can see the marks you've transferred across to the face of the plate. You're blocking, you know, on the corners, your corner posts. This one is the L. That's face down, like the leg of the L is like that. So when you stand it up, you've got the nailing on the inside. All your studs, if this was full scale construction, you'd be crowning them all. You know, so you'd put an arrow on there pointing with the crown up, and then you'd set them on the deck just like that. That way, when you stand up the wall, all the crowns are facing the same way. They're all facing the outside of the building. You've got your header set in place. Your jacks and your kings, they're right where the rough opening goes. This corner post. So you're basically ready to go. So what would happen at this point if you're tipping up your walls, the framer would come around and you'd be nailing through the bottom. If these were 2x4 studs, you'd nail through the bottom with a 10 or a 12 penny nail. There'd be 2 per stud. If there were 2x6s, you would nail 3 per stud. If you were toe nailing, it'd be different. Toe nailing is when you shoot the plates down and you set each of your stud on top of the layout marks, and then you toe nail through the bottom. So toenails, you'd use 8 penny nails, 8s or 10s, and you'd use 3 for a 2x4 and 5 for a 2x6. That's kind of the code for all that kind of stuff. So we're not going to be nailing these because it's so small scale. You could use your tiny nails again, but it's going to be really time consuming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue everything and use tape and rubber bands to glue it up overnight. So I'm going to start with my door opening assembly. I'm going to glue the jacks to the kings and tape them up, and then I'm going to install my header. Remember the header, you've got your 2x on the bottom and you've got this, so you want this part of your header flush to the outside. That way, when you tip up your wall, if there's any recess at your header, it's on the inside, and you can insulate this header. That's the code now, the building code now. You have to put insulation on top of that header. It doesn't really matter what it is as long as you've got something there. So I'm going to start assembling this thing. I think I'm just going to do like a time-lapse video, and then I'll kind of recap everything.
Skipping ahead a little bit, leaders at all levels are charged with creating an environment where continuous learning becomes the standard. Leaders serve as positive examples of a disciplined approach to learning while also providing their Marines with constructive feedback. Leaders of Marines must dedicate time and effort to learning and prioritize mental fitness as much as physical fitness. Dang. Dang. You know what? One of my next missions, and I guess we might be on it. It's probably going on right now, right? But systematic learning, and it kind of goes back to like the idea of the thread. You should be able to just pick up and learn things in a cohesive manner.
All right, so I got it all assembled. It was a little bit unworkable just using rubber bands and glue because it didn't want to come together. So I did nail through the plates into the corner posts and the header assembly, and that kind of tied the frame together enough to glue all the studs. Any way you want to do it is fine, whatever works for you. But this is it. So I'm going to let the glue cure, and then I'll sheet it and probably set it aside until I get the rest of the walls built, and then the rest of the exterior walls built, and then assemble all those 4. So in the field, next step, once this is all nailed up, would be racking it, squaring it up. So you would pull a tape measure from corner to corner, make sure that measure's equal, that measurement is equal. If it's not, that means we're racked, which is not square. So you would adjust it to square it up. Then you could sheathe it laying down with your plywood and get it ready to stand up. So that's basically the first wall done. And next time we'll start on the other walls.